Alright guys, so this video I'm going to show you guys how to do some blending with just regular like Crayola crayons. Okay, so the colors that you use doesn't really matter, what type of crayons doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you two different colors, one color on one side transitioning to a second color on the other side. Okay, and the idea of this blending is to get that smooth transition from one color to another color. So I'm going to be using blue and yellow. You can use the three primary colors you want to, or if you decide you want to use like a secondary color and a primary color, you can. It's just to show this smooth transition from one color to another color. So I'm going to start with my lightest color first. I prefer starting with the lightest color first, so that way if I make a mistake, I can cover it up with a darker color. But if you make a mistake with the dark color, you cannot cover it up with the lighter color. So here I'm just going to color from one side into the center. I'm only going to color about halfway through. I might leave a little bit of space, but as I make my way to the center, I'm going to start lightening my pressure. So again, I'm going to leave a space in the center. Now I'm going to color from the blue into the center. Again, I'm not putting too hard of a pressure as I'm coloring, and I'm coloring in somewhat of a circular motion instead of a straight vertical motion. Okay, and again, you can see I'm kind of loosening the pressure as I get closer to the center. And you're just going to kind of go back and forth with those crayons to kind of get that shade of green that you want. Okay, and so now that we have our shade of green, we have this contrasting line. We can see the difference between the blue, the green, and the yellow. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go back over and you're going to add more layers of your colors, but super light pressure. And so I kind of showed you there at the top, super light pressure, just lightly adding that pressure of that color on top of it, adding that layer, so that way you can start to see that smooth transition of your blend. Okay, so again, just back and forth with those two different colors, with the yellow and then again the blue, the yellow and then again the blue. When you get to the edge where like the blue by itself is, you can have a little bit more pressure to kind of make that blue kind of stand out a little bit. Okay, but again, with this blending, we're seeing a visual smooth transition from one color to the other. All right, so the second box, I'm going to do the same thing with the half yellow and the half blue. The second box here, I'm actually going to show you how to use the white crayon as a blending tool. Okay, so I colored it again. I added those layers of those colors just like I did at the beginning, so that way we could see that transition first. And then we're going to use the white crayon and color over these colors in a different direction. So I colored vertically. I'm now going to color horizontally. And you're going to actually start to see how these colors start to blend into those empty white spots. So like if you look at that top box, you can actually see those little white spots, the texture of my paper. And so what we're going to do with what the white does is it kind of pushes the color in between to fill in those empty gaps, so that way it's a little bit smoother of a color. Okay, not quite the complete smoothness that we like to see, but it's better than it was before. Okay, and then I was showing you also there when I pointed at the tip of that white crayon, the white might get a little dirty. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't have like a color on the tip of your white crayon, because it will color into your lighter color that you're blending. All right, so this third one, the third box, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Kleenex. So again, just like we did before, we're going to color in our box about halfway through, less pressure as we get towards the center, with both of our colors coming from either direction. And again, you can see my circular colors instead of more vertical. Okay, doing those layers, getting that nice smooth transition. And then I'm just going to wrap that Kleenex around my finger. I personally don't like the Kleenex because it rubs off some of the color that you have on your paper, and then it ends up kind of like messing with that blend that you've created while you colored it. So I had to go back in and I had to actually like add more of my color, so that way we could have that nice smooth transition. Okay, so that's how you use those blending techniques. So now I'm going to show you guys in a vertical direction how to blend the colors for the sunrise or the sunset. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lightest color at the bottom because that's where my sun is going to be, towards the horizon line on the bottom. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bring that yellow up about halfway through my section, so that way I can start layering my colors. Remember, it's all about the layering of the colors. And then I'm going to use my next darkest color, which is the orange. And again, I'm layering it on top of my yellow, pulling that orange up, and I'm kind of marking for you where we're going to see those colors inside of our sunset sunrise blending. Now I've got the pinkish purple, the red violet, okay? Again, layering it on top of the orange, plus dragging that color up lightly. Then I'm going to do my purple. Be very careful when you start using these darker colors, because if you push too hard and you cover up some of your lighter color, you're not going to be able to see it. Okay, but again, it's all about that layering of your colors, using that light pressure so that we can see that transition from one color to the next.